So students, now today we are going to discuss another very important part of the plant, because plants, the leaves are the most important part of the plant, and because they produce the fruit of the plant. So today we will discuss the structure of the leaf, clear what is their function and how they are modified for various other functions. Let us see the structure of the leaf. This is the stem, clear, and you know that leaf arises from the nodes of the stem. This internode area does not produce leaf. So all the leaves which arise from the stem arises from the nodes. Now the stalk by which it remain attached to the stem is called petiole. Clear? Now sometimes, it not at all, but sometimes you will find small leaf-like appendage which is growing at the base of the leaf, clear, where from the stalk arises. This is called stipule. And so this stalk is called petiole, and these small appendages is arising from the attachment of the stem and the petiole is called stipules. And sometimes you can see this leaf, the base of the leaf is extended and it is called leaf base. Clear? It is not distinct in all leaves, but in certain cases we have an distinct leaf base. Now next is the main major part of the leaf. This part of the leaf is called leaf blade or lamina. Clear? This is the main part of the leaf, and this leaf blade contains main rib at the which runs from one end to other from the middle part of the leaf. This is called midrib, and there are small branches which are coming out from the midribs. These are called veins. So this is called midrib or midvein, and these are the branches which are coming out of the midrib or midvein and extends in the leaf blade or lamina. This is called veins. Now these veins, students, can be, now here you can see it is forming a network. So this type of veins, when they form a network, it is called reticulate venation. But sometimes think of the banyan leaf. You will see that in banyan leaf, these are just like this one. Clear? One line parallel to other. The veins are just parallel. So that type of vein is called parallel venation. So when the veins are present in a form of network like that of the mango leaf, clear, rose leaf, hibiscus leaf, you will find that they are forming network. So this is called reticulate venation. But when they forms, they are like in banana leaf, you will find this all their veins are running parallel to each other. This is called parallel venation. Now this lamina or leaf blade extend to certain and ends up there, and this ending part of the leaf blade is called leaf margin. Clear? The end of the leaf blade, this is called leaf margin, and this is the leaf apex. The tip of the leaf is called leaf apex. So this is the parts of the leaf. Already you have drawn, I think. So these are the parts of the leaf. And now what is the function of the leaf? Now you can easily understand the leaves are green in color. Most of the part of the plant we see is the leaf, and that is green in color. And this green color, why they are green in color? Because they have chlorophyll. Now how this chlorophyll helps the plant? Chlorophyll trap the sunlight and thus help the plant leaf to produce the food. So leaf performs photosynthesis, and as a result the leaf is called the food factory of the plant. As it performs photosynthesis, it is called the food factory of the plant. So the main function of the leaf is to perform photosynthesis and provide food to various parts of the plant. Next, if you go on for the undersurface of the leaf, clear, you will find that there are tiny pores. You can't see naked eye, you have to use microscope. So there are very tiny pores on the undersurface of the leaf. You just turn the leaf, you'll find tiny pores, and these are called stomata. Now stomata helps in the leaves to take oxygen, to give carbon dioxide during respiration. During photosynthesis, it takes in carbon dioxide and gives off oxygen. So all this gaseous exchange which occurs in the plant is mainly done by these stomata present in the under surface of the leaf. So it helps in gaseous exchange, all type of during photosynthesis, during respiration, all the gaseous exchange here mostly is done by the leaves. Now another function of leaf is it releases the water vapor. Now the roots absorb the water. Now this root absorbs the water. These roots comes through the stem to the leaves, and finally the excess water, the water which is required for the leaves for photosynthesis and all, excess water is released by the stomata, and that is called transpiration. So what is transpiration? It is the release of the water vapor through the stomata or other parts of the leaf plant. Clear? And so stomata of the leaves not only helps in gaseous exchange, it also helps in release of the excess water in the form of vapor. So stomata leaves also helps in transpiration. And I don't know whether you have seen, it is the bryophyllum leaf. The leaf is the bryophyllum, clear, where you can find small plants arising from the margin, clear, this margin notches of the leaf. So those leaves helps in formation of the new plants also, and that is called vegetative propagation. Clear? When the leaves that helps in formation of new small plants, this is called vegetative propagation. So what are the functions of the leaf? Number one, so it helps in photosynthesis, and it's called food factory, produces the food. It helps in gaseous exchange during respiration and photosynthesis. It helps in release of the excess water vapor, which is transpiration, and it also helps in production of new plants, that is reproduction, vegetative propagation. Clear? So these are the functions of the leaf. Now apart from this, there are certain modification of the leaf. That means leaves have certain changes in them, like that of the tendrils. There are certain leaves which has formed the tendrils and helps the plants to climb. Clear? So that's we can see in the pea leaves. If you have seen pea leaves, then you will find that here the leaves are modified to tendrils, and they are helps in formation of in the climbing of the plant, because these are the plants which have weak stem are the climbers, and there the leaf tendrils helps in climbing often. Another modification is the we see in cactus, the plants which are xerophytic, that means which grows in the desert areas. In those cases what we see, because leaf, you already have learned that leaf releases lots of water vapor. So now see, if the desert plant starts on releasing water vapor, then what will happen? They have so little water, and now they start releasing water vapor, then they will dry off and ultimately will die. So to prevent this water loss in the desert plants, the leaves are often they are modified to small spines. Clear? In cactus you will find the spines, the green part of the cactus is the stem, and on the green part they have small pines which are the leaves. So leaves are in cactus has been modified to spines. Next is the another modification of the leaf is the onion leaf. So you have seen onion, these are the scaly leaves of onion, and if you just peel it, you will find the fleshy leaves. They are the stores food. So on leaves of onions, first of all, these are the scaly leaves which protects, and inside it we find the fleshy leaves which stores food. So that storage of food is also a modification in onion. Clear? And another modification of leaf is we see in insectivorous plants. Clear? In insectivorous plants, the leaf often forms, like in pitcher plant. If you have seen pitcher plant, you will see that leaf often form a pitcher with a lid, and when the insect comes, it traps the insect enters the pitcher, the lid gets closed, and the insect within that the pitcher, the leaves suck the proteins from the insect, and finally the insect dies. So these insectivorous plants are also a modification. The part which actually take the insect is nothing but the leaf.